Hi guys, it's Hot Mess Mama. Coming to you live. It is Friday, August 17th, and today was back to school day for my children. I'm looking at myself and can you sense how ragged I am after the first day of school? Yeah. Okay, so I think it's not, I got to celebrate that I actually survived this. You know, why does back to school have to be so hard? Like, look at me, I'm a freak show. So yeah, this is the first year that I have two, okay, this is bad hair. That I have two children that go back to school on the same day at the same school. Because, okay, my son Enzo is 6, and he, as you know, gosh, I'm so gross looking. This is what happens to the first day of school. Okay, my son Enzo is 6, and he is in first grade this year at a Catholic school here in town, St. Peter's. Hi, St. Peter's parents. And then, oh, hey, Heather, I'm just talking about back to school, right? So Heather was kind of in the same boat that I was today because we both have children in first grade that were starting their day to day. And we both have children that are starting their first day of 3-year-old preschool. So both of our kids are in the same classes. So it was kind of a crazy day. And first day of school, you think, oh great, we'll get the kids out of your hair. But the first day of school is like epically crazy because everything is like, you need to get them there and they need to be, dressed, and they have to have all of their supplies, and they have to, be in their classrooms by a certain time. And, then there's the first day of school pictures that have to happen, right? And then there's some people give teacher gifts on the first day. God bless you for doing it. I didn't do it. I don't know, Heather, did you do it? Did you do gifts for our teachers today? And to add complexity to it, our school has decided to implement a whole buttload full of changes that are happening with their protocols and their procedures. I'm sure it will be great, but right now it's really stressful for parents. So today starts, and our first graders started at 8 o'clock this morning. So we had to go and drop off our first graders at 8 o'clock this morning. And then our 3-year-olds that are in the 3-year-old pre-K didn't start until 9. So we had to then kill an hour before we dropped off our second kid at preschool, same building. And then you gotta drop off both kids in both of their classrooms. You gotta meet the teachers. You gotta bring the supplies, right? You gotta take the pictures, right? You gotta be supportive. Then you have to go pick them up. And the pickup times were different too. So like I had to pick up my pre-K child at 11 o'clock. And then I couldn't pick up my first grade son until 12 o'clock. So again, I had to pick up my daughter and kill an hour at school somewhere before I could pick up a son. And to add to all of that complexity, kids got new uniforms this year, so we had to deal with the new uniform policies, and they also changed all of the routing of the cars for the drop-off. So we used to have a certain, direction, that we used to take all of our drop-offs, and there was like multiple drop-off points. So it was like a real orchestration, and they completely flip-flopped it and changed it. So all of us are like, what the, like, I don't even know, but like the first day, you're not even allowed to like do some of the drop-offs. You have to like walk your kid into school. So you can imagine me like walking these children into school at different times, and it was, sweaty, hot, and crazy. And I was like, I showed up in yoga pants, and my husband was not helping because he had to stay at home to wait for the cable guy, and which is a whole nother story, which I will get into in a minute. But yes, so Heather, you could sympathize with me, right? But we're fortunate. We have really great teachers, and I think we have really great classes and everything like that. And when we picked up the kids, they really enjoyed their first day of school. Like my son was really happy after his first day of school because he had some really good friends and he likes his teachers. And my daughter, we walked in and like she was playing with something and someone took it away from her and she got so mad. She stood there and she put her hands on her hips and she stomped. And I'm like, oh, that's not a good impression you want to make on the first day for your teacher, right? But thankfully that teacher had taught Enzo for a number of years, so she kind of knew what she was getting into. But, we just sat her down with another thing of paints or dabby pens or whatever, and she was good to go. And she had a great day. And I think, it's going to be smooth sailing from here on out. And if not, we're just gonna have to roll with it, right, people? So I don't know how many of you out there have had your first days of school yet. I think it's kind of crazy that we started today on a Friday. Like, why couldn't we have just had one more weekend? Because they don't start full day. Like, today was just a half day. Like, let's get them introduced in half day, right? They don't start full days until next Monday. So why the half day? Like, was that really necessary? It might have something to do with like the number of days that we have to have in the bank. You know what I mean? Like, you have to like have a certain amount of hours, a certain amount of days of school so that you can get out, you know, for summer break or whatever. So I'm sure that has something to do with it, but I'm like, really? Did we really have to bring them in today? Can't we just bring them in on one day? But whatever. You can see I'm a little ragged from that whole scenario because it was like crazy. But okay, I will talk about it more once I get some wine. I don't know about you, Heather, but I really need some really, really bad. Okay, first wine we are gonna be tasting on my list here. We are gonna be having lemon popsicles with Prosecco. So I don't even know where I have my Prosecco, but I'm gonna go find a bottle. So my lemon popsicles are in the freezer. I had to get them at Walmart today. And let me tell you, that was no easy feat. Prosecco, where are you? Oh, people, I had a bottle of Prosecco, and now I don't know where it went. Prosecco! Oh, you know what? I'm gonna just open a bottle of bubbly. Hold on. Okay, we got a bottle. Nobody panic. See, I was not prepared for this today. Prosecco. Okay, so here's another little tidbit of information. So I'm gonna open up I didn't even chill it. I'm sorry, people. It's been one of those days. Yeah, like getting all the supplies and getting all the uniforms, and like the uniforms are on back order and the supplies and blah, 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 blah. But like we came back from the beach yesterday, and I came back ahead of the rest of the family because I knew that there was gonna be prep work that had to be done. Like my son, it's not just like put all their supplies in a backpack, because it's not just supplies, as you know. It's like, here, I want you to buy us a ream of paper, and I want you to buy some toilet paper, and I want you to buy some wipes and some Kleenex and some soap and stuff like that. And then we need you to put these specific supplies in their pencil box, and we need you to put the rest of those supplies somewhere else. And we need you to label all of the school supplies. And we're not talking like label a box of crayons, because keep in mind each one of them has like 4 boxes of crayons. So label everything. And you even had to like label the highlighters, and label the erasers, and label the dry erase markers, and label the, I don't know, rulers. The only thing that we did not have to label apparently was the box of pencils, pre-sharpened pencils, I might add. So yes, that was very stressful, you know, and they have to have, for the youngins, you have to have a second set of clothes in case there's an accident in the 3-year-old pre-Ks, right? And then there's have to pack the snacks, because they have to have a snack in the morning, right? So it's like, oh, when did they stop having snacks? And I hear, now Heather, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I heard that we don't have to do snacks after 2nd grade. I'll be happy when the snack thing is all over with. But anyways, so yeah, a little bit like crazy. I was like, really? I can't believe I'm sitting here. I almost took a picture of it and did a Facebook Live. So I can't believe that I am doing this right now. I'm Sharpie penning my son's name on a highlighter, on a dry erase marker. But yeah, you know, but I guess why I don't understand that is because in previous years, they've all had like communal supplies. So are they telling me now that like this year his supplies are not going to be communal, I guess? Hey, Sandra, how are you? Have your kids gone back to school yet? When did they go back to school? We are going to be tasting some warm Prosecco, because I have been a poor planner. We'll have some warm Prosecco with lemon popsicle. Does that sound good? I think we should try that. Okay, so now, do you know that you can actually make popsicles with wine? Did you know that? So I've got a couple of recipes that I will share with you on the, you know, when this is all over and everything like that. But there's actual popsicles that you can make with wine. But like all the things that I read were like, why do that? Why make the popsicles and go through all that effort and have to wait for them to set overnight when you can do something that is just as good? Okay, and this is great. I thought this was brilliant because I thought, oh my gosh, this is something that a mother could completely appreciate. Okay, let's just hope and pray that this bottle does not just explode all over my counter. Do you see see that? It's like a cauldron of love. It's saying, drink me, drink me, drink me. I will be so much more fun after I have a few glasses of this. Is it Sandra or Sandra? We are having some warm Prosecco which is basically an Italian sparkling wine. And so, like I had said, there are recipes where you can actually make your own wine popsicles and stuff, but this I think was brilliant. We're having the lemon, people. Lemon. Oh my gosh, my popsicles are in the other freezer. This is how terrible I am with pre-planning. Oh, pre-planning. Okay, and I will tell you people that I went all out and I bought like the expensive popsicles for you. Well, I didn't really have much of a choice because that's all that they had at the Walmart today. So then when school was over, after I had to wait to pick up my second kid, these are the lemon popsicles from the Wally Mart. I think these were like almost $4 for a box of 5 of them. So they better be damn good. They better be organic. And the lemons better have come from like, you know, Sorrento, Italy, and been blessed by the Pope. Okay. So after school today, we went to McDonald's and had McDonald's for lunch because we had to kill some time because my husband was doing he was interviewing here at the house over the phone, and so you can't really interview very well while you have kids screaming and stuff. So this may not work because this is a very skinny champagne glass, but they were saying, why make your own popsicles when you can do this? And I've actually and you just kind of like set your popsicle inside the champagne, sparkling wine, prosecco, whichever, you know, cava, whatever you're calling it these days. And they say that you know, this way you don't have to make anything, and this way you don't have to wait for them to freeze overnight or anything like that. And the popsicle kind of melts inside the glass into the champagne, like flavoring I keep calling it champagne, I'm sorry, the prosecco. It flavors the prosecco, right? So I think this is kind of brilliant because, like, yeah, and I've actually seen this at parties. Like I'm a caterer, and I do big banquets and catering and corporate events and stuff. And I've actually seen this done where they actually have like a popsicle bar and you just dip it in your wines. And it's kind of clever, but that was a while ago. I haven't seen that in a while, but yeah. So as you can see, ooh, yeah, it's really kind of melting this popsicle in here. It's starting to fit in this little jar here. That's kind of brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna take a sip. I can kind of taste a little bit of the lemon in here. Pretty good stuff. I will tell you. I'm gonna take a bite now. That's tasty. I'm a really big fan of like limoncello, which is like a lemon liqueur from Italy. I'm also a really big fan of anything lemon, like lemon cakes, lemon tarts, anything, but it's gotta be really lemony. Like I will grate the daylights out of a lemon. And this is kind of like a lemon ice, like an Italian ice. If you guys have ever had one of those before, oh my gosh, yeah. This isn't so, although I did pay $4 for that box of lemon popsicles, it kind of sort of, maybe it was worth it. So here we go. It's cold though. But it's hot here. I mean, it's like 98 in the shade here. Is it hot by you, Sandra? I think the lemon is refreshing with the prosecco. It's refreshing. There was something else I'm supposed to be tasting with prosecco. Oh, mango. Well, Heather, did you find it crazy that we had to label it? Oh, we didn't have to label all that stuff. Well, we did for Vivian, her daughter Vivian, and for Enzo, my son, but not for our three-year-old pre-Ks. Well, we're all just figuring it out. But I'm gonna survive that. Went to Walmart. I'm sorry, went to McDonald's, went to Walmart. The whole reason why I had to go to Walmart was because I had to buy 2 things. I had to buy popsicles for a night, and I had to buy milk. Because we have no milk in the house for my kids. Because I used the last of the chocolate milk. We had like 1 little pint of chocolate milk, and that was all we had this morning. So when I'm feeding them cereal for breakfast, I had to give them cereal with chocolate milk. And I was like, oh great, I'm sending my kids off to school for the first day with these teachers, having a breakfast of Fruit Loops with chocolate milk. I'm glad that they didn't kick my children out for the sugar highs. But, so I was supposed to get milk because my kids don't have any milk in the house. All I had to do was go get popsicles and milk. Came back with popsicles. No milk. No milk. I will say at this moment, I'm somewhat impressed with my husband because I asked him to get the children away from me so that they're not tackling me, because it's bad enough as it is when I'm doing wine tasting, when I'm doing it with beef jerky or tacos, but popsicles, you kidding me? That'd be like a suicide mission. Okay, so I gotta put this lemon popsicle back in the freezer because we gotta try the mango. I'm really kind of excited for the mango. Now the mango is like, I got these like big bag mango popsicles, but they were like, I don't know, I think it's like the Latino brand or something like that, and they were like $1.50 for the whole bag. So they may not be very good, but we'll try nonetheless. We're supposed to have some Prosecco with that. See, I need to have some Prosecco. This will be a lot funnier then. I look horrific right now. The lighting here is not flattering. Not flattering at all. And I will also admit that I have spent the summer at the beach doing nothing but drinking adult beverages, and my body is saying, you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna pay for it, mama. All right, so let's just pound a little sparkle, because I'm kind of happy that the first day is over. First day seemed to be, it was just really like stressful. Like the last 2 days I've been waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, right? I've been like waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning stressing over this. And this morning I woke up at 5 again. I'm like, and I just tossed and turned until the alarm clock went off at 6. I was like, and of course my husband can sleep through anything. Like, it's one thing when you look at your kid and you're like, oh, that's so adorable that they're asleep, but not when you look at your husband. That's when you want to kick them in the nards. Okay. But I will tell you, Heather, your partner was awesome today, that he came to school and he helped with all of that transition, because it was a lot, right? My husband kind of hung out at home because he had an interview, like I said. I think his interview was at like noon. But he had to stay here because of the cable guy. That's a whole nother story. Let's talk about the cable guy. I'm sure you all have stories about the cable guy. Tell me your story about your story about the cable guy. I will say that today I'm kind of, normally when I do these wine tastings, I feel like I have 6,000 wines and 6,000 things I need to taste with it. I think that I might actually be okay, but I need to be able to wake up tomorrow morning. But I don't have to set an alarm or anything, right? Right? All right, Sandra. Is it Sandra or Sandra? You need to tell me what it is. We're going to have a mango popsicle now. Okay, give me a second. Sorry, I'm so running to the other freezer because I couldn't fit them in this freezer. Okay, you know that they're going to be good when they're called Budget Saver Pops. They're called Budget Saver Pops. They're Monster Mango Pops with artificially and naturally flavored slushed, gluten-free. They're gluten-free, which means it's got to be healthy. It's got to be healthy, right? Elise, you're watching. How are you? You guys come back to school yet? I wish you were here, Elise. I wish you could taste these with me. Yes, these are mango popsicles. And they are Budget Saver brand from the Wally Mart. And we're going to be tasting these with some more Prosecco. Yay, Prosecco. I'm going to just jam this into my freezer right now. So, yes. Mango. Elise, how are things? How are the kiddles? I'm so excited for you in your new adventure. Did you ever think that it would just wind up like that? Okay, so I'm good. Got back from a Disney cruise. I've never been on a Disney cruise, and I've done a lot of business with Disney, and I've gone to the Disney parks a lot, but I've never been on a Disney cruise. And I've never been to, what is it, Disney Awana or whatever it's called? It's in Hawaii. I don't know. Okay. Mango popsicle. Tell me about it. Well, I was telling the other viewers that are here that, you can make your own popsicles with wine, and I will put the recipes for those things online. I'll tag it to this post. But like everything I read was like, why do you want to wait 4 hours for them to, to freeze? Just stick your popsicles inside your wine / sparkling, and popsicle will impart its flavor into the beverage, which I think is really awesome. Oh, I know. Your kids go back on the 27th? Are all 3 of your kids in school now? Or is it just the 2? Oh, and how's work? How are things? We miss you, Elise. It's not the same here without you. I don't want to hear more about your Disney cruise. Maybe you can post some pictures on Facebook or something. Now I'm just I'm swirling my mango popsicle. You can see, look, it's coloring the water because that's the artificially flavored part of the $1.88 budget saver popsicles. Was it fantastic? Really? Best vacation you've ever been on? You know, I think about that. Like what I thought was my best vacation before I had children, and what I thought was my best vacation after I had children. And it's funny how your priorities completely changed. So like, I know I was saying that, I think my husband and I both agreed that our best vacation post children, was we went to like an all-inclusive beaches resort in Jamaica, and they literally like take your kids from like 6 a.m. until like 9 o'clock at night and keep them occupied and take them everywhere. And you can like go to the spa, you can go off property and go to the waterfalls or go horseback riding or swim with dolphins, and you can go to lunches and dinners by yourself, or you could just, and it's free, not free cocktails, but unlimited everything and all inclusive, and you can go on a catamaran cruise or whatever and like leave your kids, and they have really good entertainment and everything. So yeah, that was our favorite of all time. But secondarily, probably Disney. Like we do like Disney World in Orlando, and our kids absolutely adore that. David goes back on the 27th, and Brian and Chris start preschool. They start preschool on the 6th. You know, Disney is amazing. Like they got it going on, man. And they've got it. They really are a business, though. Like if you ever are on the business side or the corporate side, they are no nonsense, because they've got a corner on the market, and they know it. Like they've got you by the balls. And if you don't like what they're dishing out, so what? Someone else is gonna pay for it, or follow their rules, because they don't need you, because they literally got so much business. But they seriously, like, I think they pump something in the air at those parks and stuff, because it's like everybody walks out of there like they've had like an antidepressant, like a Valium or something, or like a really big bottle of sparkling wine. Okay, so it's bad when this is what happens. Like, look at that. Yeah, that's a lot of color. That's right. I'll take one for the team. Now, the flavoring on this one is just a little bit too artificial for me. I kind of preferred the lemon, but that might just be because that was not a $1.85 budget saver popsicle. And this first day was okay. Ooh, that was, yeah, okay. And this first day was okay. I think he was really scared, because I think he was worried that he was gonna, because we kept telling him all summer long, like, you need to practice your word walls, you need to practice your sight words, you got to practice your letters, and we were in tutoring and stuff like that. We're like, if you don't know this stuff, they're going to hold you back into preschool. And so I think he was a little freaked out, like, was he going to walk in this morning, they were going to make him go back to kindergarten, excuse me. But of course they wouldn't do that. And he's ready, he's good. He's there are classes of his friends that he's known for years and years and years. And he's just excited, because he'd be like, oh, someone said that we're going to have a play date, or we should have a play date and go over their house. And I was like, oh, by all means, you can go over their house. I don't mind having play dates at your here either. Come on over. You know me, play dates. I even reached out to other moms tonight to have them come drink with me, but like they're still on break. So a lot of them are either at the beach or on vacation or working or whatever. But I will tell you that, yeah, when you guys come back to school, people, come to my house. We'll celebrate again. We'll celebrate again with your first day of school. Well, it was great. Ooh. This is a mango. It doesn't taste overly mango. It's not very fruity. It's all very artificial. I couldn't find any of those fancy schmancy mango pops. So this is just like, I think it's just an orange colored popsicle that tastes something tropical. But that's decent. So, yeah, can't wait for you guys to go back to school because I wanted to have another party like this. I have plenty of wine, and we'll come up with something. It doesn't even matter what it is at this point. And we'll get a babysitter if I can find a babysitter. See, that's another problem. Is that like all the college students have come back now, and for whatever one reason or another, it's like, oh, right now I can't help you with any babysitting because I'm going through a sorority rush, or I'm like, we're rushing right now, and I'm not allowed to take on any jobs until rush is over. Or like I'm just going through orientation and I need to, just get my feet wet before I come and help you. Or some are like, you know what, I really just need to focus on my studies because I'm pre-med and I'm not going to be able to help you this year. So I'm kind of like screwed. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm got to find some sort of help after school. And so I couldn't even find anybody to help me babysit tonight. So it's almost a good thing that like I didn't have any other parents that were around, because it would have been probably disastrous because my husband would have been in charge of watching all of your children. He's a good man. But he's a dad. You know how dads are. They're just a little bit oblivious. So I'm going back to favoring the lemon. But then again, I love mango, but I love lemon, but this is just artificial mango. And get yourself a real mango. Like if you can find the real mango flavor, get it. Don't get the cheap budget saver ones because this is not cutting the mustard. And it's cold. Kind of tastes like chapstick. Okay, well, this is going to go right in the sink. So, yes, it's like 105,000 degrees outside. Okay, so here's the other thing. So, a week ago when I was home here, we had an internet like blackout outage. I don't know, something must have happened in our neighborhood where like all of the internet kind of got cut, and so all of a sudden I was like, why is my router out? I'm like rebooting the router, I'm replugging in all this stuff, I'm doing all the testing and the troubleshooting, and I finally just called like my internet service provider and I'm like, it's not working. They're like, yeah, that's like a neighborhood wide thing, that's system wide, it's not anything that you did wrong, but you know what, we're sending out technicians and everything, and this should all be resolved by noon tomorrow, which would have been like noon last Friday, so or last Wednesday or something like that. And so noon next Wednesday came by and we still didn't have any internet. Now, it's one thing to not have internet, okay? But like when you don't have internet and you've got children, that means you don't have Xbox. You don't have Netflix. And you don't have your internet to like do whatever research that you need to do or your online shopping. And you can't print because we wirelessly print, and so it's like, you're like, okay, I guess I'm screwed. And I'm like, and so if you're using your phone and you're using your data and you're jacking up all your data, right? And you're losing all your data, you're going to end up paying for that at the end of the year, or end of the month, excuse me. So I said, okay, we'll get it. Didn't get fixed by noon that day. And so we called and said, so like, when is the fix? Oh, well, we can send a technician out to your house next Friday to fix it because it sounds like it might be something that's happening at your home. Like yours wasn't resolved, but others were. So we'll have to come out to your house on Friday. So we'll be at your house and this will be fixed by noon on this Friday. So my husband is like doing his interviews, doing his stuff, waiting at home for this tech to come. And they confirmed that he would be here and this would be resolved by noon. So he's sitting here waiting for this to happen. And the guy never shows up. My husband's like calling like the internet service provider saying, there's nobody here. We still don't have any internet. Like we can't function without we need some help here. And they're like, oh, well, we don't really know where he is and he'll call you when he's an hour out and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, my husband's like, okay, whatever. So my husband had to get on these interview calls and he's like, I hope to God this guy doesn't show up in the middle of one of my interview calls, right? The guy didn't end up showing up until like 4. It was like 4 o'clock when he finally got here. And he did all the troubleshooting and he was like, yeah, it's a bad router. We'll give you a new router. And then he had to go do some stuff out in our yard and everything like that. And so then once it all got reprogrammed and everything like the router and the internet service got reprogrammed, that meant that every single one of my wireless devices in my house had to be recalibrated to this new IP, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, and I have to like recalibrate my cell phone to the new, wireless router and the televisions and the Apple TVs and Xboxes and the Netflixes and like all of my kids' tablets and our Echo Dots and all of our like Amazon devices. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And my husband just literally walked up to me, like hands them all to me. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Really? I'm going live with a very important wine tasting in a few minutes. I don't have time for this. Can't you do this? Needless to say, he didn't do it. Okay, don't get the budget saver popsicles. Those might end up being in the freezer for one of those days where you have 50 kids show up at your door and you have nothing for them. Like I'm hoping that's going to happen soon. Like I feel bad. Like there's no kids in my neighborhood that are my kids' age. And the ones that are here are like really young. They're like Zana's age. It's not like I would like send Zana, my 3-year-old, down the street to go play with the other 3-year-olds because is that safe? You know, I don't know. I don't think I would send my 3-year-old down the street. That involves crossing streets and being responsible to get to the other home and all that. And I wouldn't, that would require another mom watching my kids. So yes, I would look forward to the day that my daughter or my son can actually like open the door and go to their friend's house instead of being in my house and terrorizing me. I think I'll play with their friends. So, and then, now that school's starting, you know what's coming. Then here comes soccer. Here comes gymnastics. Here comes ballet. Doesn't get any easier. It's just going to be worse. Like, I don't know what's worse. What was worse? What was worse, Elise? What was worse? Like, the crazy, like, I'm surrounded by my kids all day, every day, all summer. I have to entertain them. They're making me crazy all summer. Or, like, the routine of school and, like, lunches and homework and school and uniforms and extracurricular activities, and which was worse? I don't know what's worse. I think it's like 50-50. I think it's like 50-50. But like the teachers are back now. The teachers are back. God bless the teachers. Like they've got their hands full. They really do. And I'm just glad it's their hands and not mine because I'm just not skilled enough in that perspective. I can hear my husband's phone ringing right now. And like I said, my husband's like in the interview process. You think school and lunches hands down is worse? Yeah, lunches really do suck. And I did do like a blog post about how I thought I was going to try to do this. Like, there's like 3 schools of thought. And 3 schools of thought are that like one is like you're literally frantically making the lunches, you're running out the door. There's 2 where you're like menu planning and you're like pre-packing lunches for 5 days out of the week. And then there's the one where you kind of do like lunch stations where you kind of have like, okay, you have 4 bins, and then 1 bin is vegetables, 1 bin is fruits, 1 bin is proteins, 1 bin is like treats or whatever, and then another bin for, I don't know, beverages. And you have your kids go and pick 1 out of each of the bins to put it in their lunchbox. So I thought, gosh, that sounds brilliant, right? Because like that would be really good for my 6-year-old to start learning how to pack his own lunch and make his own choices and everything like that, right? But then is my 3-year-old ready to do that? I don't think so. Oh yeah. He spent most days at the neighborhood pool. We had a great summer. Yeah. We spent almost the entire time. I don't think my daughter ever came home all summer. She was at the beach with my husband pretty much all summer. And, Enzo and I had to come back and forth into Greenville once a week because he had gymnastics and he had tutoring. So it was nice because we would have a break. Like I would get to spend some quality time with my son, and my husband would get to spend some quality time with my daughter, and then we would all be back together, after that little trip back in town was over. But then I was always fretting because I was like, oh, maybe my kids are feeling like we're playing favorites, right? And like you can tell that like my daughter and my husband really bonded, and me and my son really bonded over the summer. And I just hope that there's no like ill feeling like, oh, there's a favorite. Anyways, we'll get over it, right? We all have favorites, and that all changes. My son might be my favorite today, but he's not going to be my favorite tomorrow. Maybe it's just the way it is. It's the ups and downs. It's just nature. Yeah. But here, summer in North Carolina, it's hot. It's hot here, and it will remain warm here probably through October, maybe even into November. Like I remember the first year that I moved here, Halloween, I was wearing like a tank top and shorts. Yeah, so it can be hit or miss, but it's not a weather thing per se. It's more of a like just getting back to the routine. I personally look forward to getting back to the gym because I spent most of the summer away from my gym, and I was able to only come to the gym once or twice a week when I came back to Greenville with my son. So it'll be good to get my body back into the gym and back into a regular routine. I feel good about that, but listening to my husband, I'm eavesdropping. Okay, here's the situation, people. I was going to say don't tell anyone, but like the whole internet knows. My husband was laid off in April. His company was, it had nothing to do with performance and all that stuff. They did close the pool, at least. They did close the pool. But we have a pool at our condo at the beach, so we would spend mornings at the beach and then afternoons at the pool. It was great. It was perfect. So my husband got laid off in April. It had nothing to do with performance. It was all like just corporate dollars and cents. And he's been job searching, right? So he's been like going through all these interviews, and these interviews are now producing leads, and they're producing offers. And so we have an offer now for a job offer for a job in California. And they're like, hey, you know what? We would love to meet you and your wife. Come out and fly out here. And so literally they literally confirmed this like yesterday, which Thursday, for us to fly to California on Sunday. So that means like I have 2.5, and Sunday morning, like 5 in the morning. So I have like 2.5 days to prepare to like have 5 days worth of meals, breakfast, lunches, and dinners prepared, and get a babysitter and get a dog sitter and like someone that can drive my kids to school and take them to all of their activities and like get all the, lists and all of the schedules in order for this person. And I'm like, I don't even have milk in my fridge. What am I going to do? So I'm a little stressed out. My husband's like, what's the big deal? I'm like, I'll tell you what the big deal is. I'm the one that's going to have to do all the prep work for this. Well, all you're going to have to do is throw in your suitcase, a pair of pants, a polo shirt, and a couple pairs of underwear. And I have to deal with all the stress of the rest of the stuff. And I only have 2 days to prepare. And like I said, I can't find babysitters anywhere. What am I going to do? Really? Right? I'm a little stressed. So there's a couple of offers, and they're kind of all over the United States that are going on right now. And so I have no idea where we're going to end up. So like I walked into the first day of school today going, there are offers on the table right now, and I could very well be starting a relocation in a week. I dropped all that money on all those supplies, and I dropped all that money on all those uniforms and all the registration fees and oh my gosh. It's a little bit stressful. And the thought of like having to relocate and then try to find another school and try to find all the new doctors and trying to find all the after school programs and all that kind of stuff. And will I be able to work wherever that is? Because I could be just put in another really rural place where I'm not going to be able to find work. The last time I relocated, like literally, like we were in Chicago, and my husband's like, you want to go to North Carolina? Oh, sure, whatever, we can do it. I didn't have any kids, and I had a job where I worked remotely, so it wasn't a big deal. Like it was no brainer. It was no risk. Now it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much risk, because now I can't just think of myself, but I also think of my children. Now, I have a feeling my children are coming. Okay, we're going to move on. We did lemon and Prosecco, mango and Prosecco, and now we're going to break up the strawberry. And there's 2 wines that we're going to be trying with the strawberry. A rosé and a Pinot Noir. And everything that I looked at that was talking about pairing popsicles with wine, they were saying you want it to be of equal sweetness, because very much like some of the ice creams or some of the chocolates or the other ones that we've done, that like they say you want to make sure that the wine that you're having is as sweet as the item you're eating, or sweeter. You don't want it to be a bit more bitter or more dry, because it will overpower the sweetness of the item you're eating, the sweet treat. So we are going to do next strawberry with a rosé and a Pinot Noir. So I'm going to go get, in a second, it burped right up in my face. I have nothing for my children to eat. Like literally we have nothing, because we haven't been here in this house all summer. I don't even think I can scrape this like freezer burn off of stuff in my freezer. Try to throw something in. I'm like, I can't serve my kid another pizza. I can't serve him another hot dog. I cannot give them any more watermelon. What am I going to serve them for dinner tonight? My husband said he's going to grow pork chops, and I can see them over there on the counter, but I have a feeling that's not going to happen. I might end up having to grill them. And I don't know, what else? Pork chops and what? Pork chops and macaroni and cheese, pork chops and potatoes, pork chops and rice. Like, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. I just want to think about strawberry popsicles and rosé and Pinot Noir. So you're going to need to bear with me while I go get the rosé and the Pinot Noir. So the Pinot Noir I got is like, you know, the $5 Rex and Goliath one you get from the Walmart. It's nothing special. It's nothing fancy schmancy, but it's a Pinot Noir and it'll do the job. Okay, so I'm gonna, it's pretty hefty pour, but I gotta go get myself from the other room the rosé and the strawberry popsicles. And the strawberry popsicles are like the fancy schmancy $4 popsicles. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer like the dark red Pinot Noir or more of the light rosé? And it's like now that summer's ending and we're doing this like summer popsicle tasting, like end of summer popsicle tasting. I kind of, I'm craving these light wines because I know that that's going to stop soon. Because like, you know, once the heat of the summer stops, we're going to stop drinking the cold whites and the rosés, you know, and the spritzers. Like the cold wines are going to start to go out of palate, out of our taste buds. And we're going to start drinking the more richer, heavier, warmer wines of the fall and winter. So I'm kind of embracing right now drinking these chilled whites, ice cold rosés, which I'm going to go grab right now. So I want to know what your favorites are. Like, do you prefer the dark reds or do you prefer the like warmer, subtler rosés? And I'm going to put my hair in a big old top knot. I don't even know if I got a shower today. I don't even remember. I don't even remember if I got a shower today. You should see me in line at like the drop off and the pickup. I was like this. I was like, okay, hi everybody. Hi teachers. And these women were there in these like gorgeous outfits with monograms and jewelry and fancy high heel shoes. And I was like in flip flops and yoga pants and a top knot. No makeup. I don't even know if I brushed my teeth. Like, I don't remember anything that happened today. It was just all a big freaking blur. Big freaking blur. All right, what did I say? Rosé and Pinot Noir. You need to tell me what you like better. Rosé or Pinot Noir? And strawberry. There's strawberry popsicle. Can't find my strawberry popsicles. People want in crisis. I got scared there for a second. Oh my gosh, you're never gonna believe this. Okay, I got scared there for a second because I was like, I can't find my popsicles, my strawberry popsicles. You know why I couldn't find my strawberry popsicles? Because they're not strawberry flavored. They're watermelon flavored. I picked up the wrong popsicles. That's probably because I had 2 children with me that were screaming in the Walmart because they couldn't, I was not going quickly enough to the bakery to get them their free cookie. So we're gonna just pretend these are strawberry popsicles. Will you go with me on this? Just go with me that this is a strawberry popsicle. It's a watermelon popsicle. It'll probably go just as good with the rosé. Might taste a little funny with the Pinot Noir, but we're gonna pretend it's a strawberry popsicle. Somebody out there, dark reds, you prefer the dark reds? Yeah. Yeah, they did close the poll. So, somebody please taste a strawberry popsicle for me with a rosé and a Pinot Noir because I'm a loser face and apparently I can't read the boxes. I might have been reading the label on the tag that said strawberry, but it's plain as day, even with the pictures of the watermelon. Maybe subconsciously I didn't want strawberry. Maybe subconsciously I wanted watermelon. How do you think about that? So yes, it is 5:47. Just checking my watch to see here how much time I have left. So yeah, I'm a little stressed out about this whole thing with my husband and his job. And it's like, because I come back to school and people are like, oh, we didn't know if you were going to be here at the start of the year or if you were going to be relocated. What's the situation with that? That's the situation is that. And there's the sad part of the situation is that wherever my husband ends up taking a job, Like I can't even, I want to go back to work too, but I can't even start applying for jobs until I know where he's going to end up. Because his salary, obviously he will make a larger salary than I will. And so we have to put his job before mine. So I can't even start applying for jobs until I know where it is that he's going to be located. And then there's this other part of us that were like, well, do we really want to uproot the kids in a week, right? Kind of thing. So we're talking about, don't tell anybody. Internet, don't tell anybody. We're talking about me staying in Greenville with my 2 kids for 6 months or a year by myself while he goes and he works wherever it is he's working. So I will be alone in Greenville by myself with no spouse and no family. I'm going to be in a whole world of hurt, I have a feeling. So we're going to put our house on the market. So if our house here in Greenville sells, then I might have to relocate to our condo at the beach. So yeah, so there's all sorts of anxiety going on in this body right now. But we're gonna resolve that with the taste of a pineapple, otherwise known as strawberry, wink wink, popsicle. Really cold on my teeth. I have to say, I think I like the watermelon popsicle with the rosé the best so far. Second would be the lemon. Third would be the reds. So you like the deep dark reds, huh? So I'm counting on you to get a strawberry popsicle and try it with the red. I don't even care which peanut butter. Let's try it with the red. Let me know what you think. Wow. I can't very well eat popsicles for dinner. I can't. Like before truth be told, before I got on this Facebook Live, I was like, I haven't had anything to eat all day. I had a protein shake at about 8 o'clock this morning. And I was like, I have had nothing to eat all day. I need to eat something. And I opened up a can of tuna because that's all we had in the house. I literally ate a can of tuna with a fork before I got on this Facebook Live. So yeah, I don't know what the heck we're going to do for dinner, but I can't be popsicles. I can't give my kids any more hot dogs or any more pizza. What am I going to do? All right. So, like I said, I'm thinking this watermelon. I hear my husband yelling at my kids saying, "Whose toy is it?" I think one of my favorite memories of this last week at the condo at the beach. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see my Facebook or Instagram or Twitter feed post it. My son Enzo was jumping around on his bed at the condo, and we always sing the song to him. No more monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell down and bumped his head. Mom called the doctor. The doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. He was jumping on the bed, busted his head right up here, and heads are bleeders. Like heads just bleed, whether you're a young kid or an old adult, heads just bleed a lot. Busted it up right up here. So we watched it for a couple of hours, and then I looked at him. I said, you know what, it's a pretty deep gash. It might not be really long, but it's pretty deep. I think it needs stitches. And of course, my husband's like, I got to get on a plane because he interviewed like up north this weekend. So it's like, I can get on a plane. You can take him to the ER. I'm like, great. I have no place to put my daughter. I don't want to drag her to the ER. And I'm like out of this condo complex. I'm trying to find anybody that will watch her, right? And literally left my daughter with someone that was like a neighbor of ours, and ran out to the ER with my son for a couple of hours, and he had to get this. Thankfully, they said, no, let's not stitch it. Let's just glue it. So he's got this like big old thing right here, and it's all glued and bandaged, and hopefully it'll be better in a little bit. So that was what I did last weekend. And then one of my favorite stories of the week was that like literally I was like coming down to the kitchen. My husband was down with our kids, and all I can hear was my husband saying to my daughter, Zana, don't wipe your face with your underpants. So apparently she took off her underpants, and she thought like she was eating breakfast or whatever, and she was wiping her face with her underpants. So that was another really fun memory. But the other thing was like we get back from the hospital after this whole debacle of him like busting his head open. And what does he do? He gets on the bed, starts jumping on the damn bed. Really? Really. These strawberry bars are really good. Wink, wink. Okay. Good with the rosé. I think it's my favorite. Watermelon / raspberry with rosé. Pretty darn good. So, Elise, what was the occasion though why you went on the Disney cruise? Was it just a vacation, or was it just you and your hubs and the kids, or did you go with the rest of your family? What was that all about? I would like to do a Disney cruise. I don't think any kind of vacations or Disney cruises are going to be in my future, given like my current situation, where we're like, oh gosh, do we have to buy another house? Do we have to buy like in another apartment? Like, what are we going to do with another residence? So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. I gotta believe, and I trust. I do trust, and I know that you may not share the same faith that I have, but but I am a true believer in God and Jesus Christ, and I have seen them in action, and I know that they have plans, and I know that I am just a vessel, and I know that I am here for a purpose, and that they need to use me for that purpose, and I need to not try to control it, and I need to let them drive it and let them steer the boat. And I just have to trust that they're going to take care of me. And they always have. They've always taken care of me and my family. And I've seen miracles. I've seen miracles. Beautiful, divine things. So, although it's kind of scary right now, I know that it's all going to work out really awesome in the end. Because God's got my back. He's got yours too. So, and I will pray for you. Because I love to pray. I love to talk to God. I love to pray. But I know, like the Southerners all say that, like, I'll pray on it. I'll pray for you, whatever. If a Northerner said that to you, you'd be like, yeah. But the Southerners, they truly do. They do. They will. They'll put you down in their prayer journals and they'll pray for you. And they will continue to ask you how you are and continue to pray for you until you tell them to stop. And then they'll keep praying for you. So know that I love you. Know that I'm praying for you and whatever situations you may be facing or celebrating. Aaron's parents and my parents and our family. Oh, perfect amount of family time. Date time and one-on-one time with each kid. That's really cool. I would just kill for some date time. And, I talked to like my sister about this, and she's like, you know what? It just doesn't happen at this stage of the game. It just doesn't happen. Like, you're not going to have any kind of date time or personal life with your spouse, at least for another couple of years. And I kind of don't accept that. Like, I feel like I really need to have some time with my husband, because I really feel like we need to foster our relationships so we're strong for our kids, right? I don't know how we're going to do that if he's living in one state and I'm living in another, but that's neither here nor there. We're having strawberry / watermelon popsicles with Pinot Noir. Actually very good. It's actually very good. I thought that the red would overpower, and it does a little bit. The red overpowers the watermelon / strawberry popsicle. Maybe it would be different if it was a true on strawberry popsicle, but I thought it would overpower, but it isn't overpowering. But I will say that I still am loving the rosé with the watermelon. Watermelon and the Pinot Noir is okay. I think I'm gonna stick with it's got that like after bite though, that like oaky red after bite. I think I'm gonna stick with the rosé. And that's another thing. I lost my favorite signature hoop earrings. The ones that like I sleep in. They're sleepers, the most comfortable. They boast that they're the most comfortable earrings you'll ever wear, because you can literally wear them and there's no backings to them and you can sleep in them. Silver hoops. I got them like in Asheville, which is like a 4-hour drive from here. And over the weekend, I lost one of them. So I'm like, where am I going to find another pair? Like, I tried to find some online. They just don't have them. Or they have ones that are only like for your nose or for like your cartilage. I need my earrings back. And I called over to like the store that I thought they were at in Asheville, and I ordered some online, but they're not here. And I feel naked. This is the only thing that made me look at all like I cared. Because my hair is always crazy. I have no makeup on. I'm lucky if I brush my teeth. I did put on deodorant today, but like I always felt like put together because I had those hoop earrings. And I lost one, and I'm crushed over it. So I have to wait till they come in the mail. That's right. There's some wine here for me. Doesn't it sound fantastic? You found it on the cruise? Oh, you did? That's how you found out? What a way to find out. Like, seriously, your situation, Elise, is such a dream. Like, I thought about that when I brought home Zana, when I adopted Zana. And I thought, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be awesome if, like, her birth mother had another child that she wanted to make an adoption plan for and place her child with us so that Zana would have a biological sibling. And I was like, oh, wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be just amazing? And like, it just sounded so perfect to me. And like, I kind of left that in God's hands. And well, it hasn't happened. And I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be great if it happened. And here you are, and it happened to you. That was a wine burp. It was a warp. When I saw that news, I was like, oh, happy day, happy day. And I hope that you like are able to get all the paperwork, square, and don't stress over the paperwork stuff because it'll happen. And you'll make it happen. And then the whole thing will get rushed and it will be beautiful and it'll be perfect. And it'll be amazing. And I'll be so excited to hear more about it. I want to see more pictures. I want to hear more stories. I think it's going to be an amazing journey for you. And what a beautiful, beautiful gift for Christopher to have a biological sibling. On that note, my popsicle is now officially melting off the stick. Oh, you know what? I love those popsicles too. Have you seen those where they have popsicles with the jokes on them? Like Laffy Taffy. Remember Laffy Taffy has them on there? It's a boy, another boy. Oh my gosh, how are you going to survive another boy? Elise has 2 biological sons and she has 1 adopted son. And hopefully, quickly, we'll have her second adopted son, who happened to be potentially, no, they will be, biological brothers. So she's going to have a family of 4 boys. She's going to be way outnumbered. Like, I don't know what I'm doing with them. I have 2. Oh, your first social worker visit's on Monday. That's no big deal. You know how it works. Like, for home study, you got this in the bag. It's no big deal. Oh, it's going to be awesome. What a blessing. I am so happy for you. See how God works? Like, seriously, this is what I mean by miracles happening, people. They really do. And like, you have no control over all of this stuff, and you just watch God, like, and his hands on everything, moving the pieces into place. And like, you don't realize how divine it is until you look back on it and go, all of that stuff that had to happen all the steps that had to happen to make this happen couldn't have just happened by chance. Like, there has to be a higher power that is moving this. So that's awesome, Elise. Like, this is such a huge purpose and such a huge journey and such a huge testament that God is using you. So God bless you. God bless you and your whole family. I know, I'm like starting to get sappy. Might be because of the beverage. But I look now and it's 6 o'clock. And I thank you all for who are here that were joining. I hope that those of you that have had your first days of school this week or last week or today, are happy that you survived, because I am happy that I survived. And those that have it coming, don't go into your Walmart right now, because I walked into my Walmart today to get my stuff and I looked at like the school supply aisles and it was like a cluster because everything was just like, the glue sticks were in the bin with the book bags and the 3-ring binders were in the thing with the crayons. Like, you could tell people were just like madly grabbing at stuff, and it was just all over the place and kind of hard to find and stuff. So good luck if you haven't done your shopping for school supplies. And if you haven't, I highly suggest you doing it online with Walmart or Target or whoever, or Amazon, whatever, because it's just, you don't even have to step foot in a store. And I'm all about that. So everyone have a fabulous weekend. Have a fabulous celebration of your first days of school. Post your pictures. I would love it if you guys posted your pictures. And for those of you who have, again, joined and actually have strawberry popsicles, please try them with the red Pinot Noir and the rosé, because I apparently cannot read, nor can I look at pictures. But I got these popsicles today, these $4 popsicles. And there are 5 popsicles in this box. I paid a boatload for these popsicles, and they're the wrong ones. Hot mess mama. Love y'all. Signing off on this Friday night. Pop some pops, pop some bottles, and pop some popsicles. Love y'all. Have a great, great time. And look at it. Okay, I'm going to need, yeah. Okay, just ignore this. I love you. Talk to you later, guys.